So good day, everyone. My name is Mia Arian Emplainado, and today I will be discussing about the true cost of fast fashion. So, in next slide, fast fashion. Fast fashion is a business model in the apparel industry characterized by the rapid production of inexpensive, trendy clothing that quickly moves from design to retail to meet consumer demands. Brands like Shein, Zara, and H&M exemplify this approach by frequently introducing new collections, often inspired by runaway shows or celebrity styles at affordable prices. This strategy encourages consumers to purchase items impulsively, leading to garments being worn only a few times before being discarded. Next slide. So here we'll be discussing the logistic drivers that affects the fast fashion. So first we have the transportation. So for transportation, the global reach would be fast fashion brands often source materials and manufacture products in countries with low labor costs. This enables them to sell the items or the products for a low cost by having a low labor cost. So next is the modes of transportation. So the industry utilizes various transportation methods, including sea freight for bulk shipments and air freight for expedited deliveries. Lastly, environmental impact. The reliance on long-distance transportation contributes to the fashion industry's substantial carbon footprint. So for the next logical driver, we have inventory management. So here are the challenges that inventory management often see or often encounter. So first is the overstocking. So whenever there's an overstock with the items, for example, the clothes, it often goes to markdowns or most of them goes to waste. So some of the brands just throw it in their bin. If you're familiar with the Americans who do dumpster diving, so they saw the items going down to the waste and they just pick it up, so reuse it, resell it. And another one of the challenge mentioned here is the stockouts. So this is the lost sales or the customer dissatisfactions. So the causes of these challenges are the poor demand forecasting. So it means that they produce more than what was on the demand of the forecast. And next one is the fast changing trends. So there are items that they are trendy during this time, during this month, but in the next months they are already not in the trending clothes, trending items, trending products. For next driver, we have the warehousing or the distribution. So there are strategies in under the warehousing and distribution. So we have the centralized versus the decentralized distribution centers. For centralized, they have one center, one distribution center. It handles all the supplies, all the stocks, and it just delivers it to the following branches, following retail stores. And the decentralized distribution centers, there are, for example, there are four different distribution centers that enables it to deliver faster to the following branches. So in order to utilize this strategy, you need to make sure or you need to take note about the location of the branches. So whether it is better to be centralized or it is better to be decentralized, because some of the branches, for example, in Metro Manila, since there are the close ones, they only need a centralized distribution center compared to the other ones. For example, in Visayas and Mindanao, they have the decentralized distribution centers since there are more far and the transportation would take a longer time to distribute if they have the centralized distribution centers. So next one, the proximity to markets affect shipping speed and cost. So as I said earlier, The proximity also affects the shipping speed. The more close it is to the branch, the faster it gets to the retail stores and the faster it would sell out. Rather than the ones who have shorter costs, the centralized distribution center can be low in cost, but the shipping speed will also be slow since the longer it takes, the longer it will also take to sell the items out. Next one, technological tools. So we have the WMS or the warehouse management systems and ASRS or the automated storage and retrieval systems. These are the technological tools that we can use in order to manage our warehouse and distribution centers. So the benefits would be the faster fulfillment, fewer picking errors, and the last one, lower labor costs. So moving on, so as much as we like fast fashion, so there are ethical and environmental concerns that we will encounter with this fast fashion. So although it is lower in cost than other products, so there are so many environmental concerns on how it is manufactured. So first, social issues. So the garment workers face low wages, unsafe conditions, and exploitation. As I said earlier, they are often looking for low labor costs since low labor means they don't have to pay much. So they can lower also the cost of the items, the products, and also limited labor rights in developing countries. So there are countries who do the labor for a lower price, and it is said that it is being exploited. So these are the social issues that is encountered with using the fast fashion. Next one is environmental impact. So we have water pollution from dyes. Since fabric is there are fabric that requires dyes, so this is contributing to the water pollution. So carbon emissions. So from transportation to manufacturing, they are using carbons to do or to process the factories and the vehicles that they are using to transport it. And lastly, textile waste. So this is due to the short product life cycle. Okay. So in conclusion to all of this, summary. Fast fashion supply chains are fast, but costly to people and the planet. It may be low cost for the consumers, but it is costing our planet. Solutions must be addressed both efficiently and ethics. So we may not just address the problems by efficiency, but we should also consider the ethics. Like I said earlier with the labor, so not just the environment, but also the people we also need to consider. So call to action. So for the brands, so adopt responsible sourcing and transparent operations. So for consumers, we should support the sustainable fashion. So there are artists, there are fashion designers now who's using sustainable fashion in order to create their pieces. And for governments, we should enforce ethical trade and labor practices. So again, I'm Mia Empanado. Thank you so much for listening to my report. Recording.